my guest is ready.
Yes,
Good
I am
evening,
ready.
Miss Hope. How are you? I'm going to put you through to the people now, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, so you are now live. First, let me say welcome to you. I am so happy that you'd have taken some time out here Sunday evening to come have a chat with us and thing. We are most appreciative of that. So I'm gonna tell the
Thank
people
you
them
for
some
having
things
me.
boy you from early.
Yes.
So people, we are speaking with Professor Donna Hope. She lectures at the University of the West Indies, where she lectures culture, gender, and society. Bright people done. And she has authored a number of books, five I think, on music in Jamaica. She would have also written numerous articles and journals about Jamaica's music, be it dancehall or reggae. She would have been researching Jamaica's music for the past 20 years. So she has a host of knowledge about this thing, so she not really guess and spell when she talk about them things. So, Miss Hope, welcome. Big up yourself. The first thing we want to say, Buju is home.
Teach them. Always make sure the message I reach them.
Yes, indeed. And there's a lot of jubilation. Most of the response is jubilation. Everywhere I go on the streets, people are jubilant. And then you have the other kind of
Yeah, we
response.
soon talk about the other kind of
It's a lot
response,
of
right?
it's a lot of jubilation.
Yeah, so he's home and you say people are jubilant, people are excited, some people are hysterical if you were to gauge the crowd at the airport on Friday night. But
Yes.
what does Buju coming home mean to you though, as somebody who is so in tune to what is happening in the music space for the past 20 or so years?
Well, it's more than 20 years, because as I remember the first time I saw Buju Banton was when Winnie Wonder brought him on Sting. He was not one of the acts billed for Sting. I think it was
Which year was that though, Miss Hope?
it was a long time ago. It was still at Stadium,
Okay.
in the late 80s. And he was brought him on stage as Sting, and he sang "Me Love Me Car, Me Love Me Back, Me
But
Love
me
Me
love the
Money."
money and things, but most
And
of all, me
and
love
right
me
after that, there was
brown.
a huge social controversy about Browning, and then we had the black woman discussion. So
Yeah.
it was. I've been involved in going to dances and stage shows for 3 decades or something like that. Yeah, more than 3 decades. So I've been actively on the ground with it for a long time since listening to the music as a teenager. So, but Buju Banton for me represents his return home for me, and I know for a lot of people and a lot of people on the field. Big up yourself, Dr. Alicia Palmer in Florida, Tallahassee, somewhere there. Big up yourself. I know you're on listening with us. Doing
Amen. Big up yourself, Doc.
Man, Doc is there too. She just messaged me and tell me that she's waiting with the rest of the people who are there.
I
So, but
appreciate
for
it.
us, for a lot of us, it represents an important part of who we are as a people. Remember that a lot of the artists and Buju comes through dancehall as first of all, or Mr. Mention, and then transitions to Till Shiloh. So Buju represents for a lot of us, a voice that many people like myself didn't have when we were young. A voice for the voiceless, talking about things that people were going through, and you're suffering and you're struggling and you're trying to make a life for yourself, and voicing things that in a language, remember, the language is also important. They're talking in Jamaican language, the way people feel it when you Jamaicans feel something, that doesn't me feel a way about it, like Jamaicans, everybody knows what that means. So Buju Banton and a lot of the artists use Jamaican language to talk about and articulate the pain and the oppression and the fears and the hopes and the dreams of people like myself. So I'm very tied to Buju. His Mr. Mention and the Till Shiloh are my, I have those. I should have looked for it to show on the program. And no, I have the cassette and I have the CD.
You have the
Have
cassette. A
some,
long
yes,
time you come from it of his hope.
long time I coming with this thing, and so the thing is very important to me in terms of as a prodigal son returning home. We are told he transgressed. He was given a sentence. He served 8 years. He's been away from us since 2009. I'm grateful that he's home. I am looking forward to seeing what he has made of this part, this leg of his journey, what will come out of him to us as a people, and how people can learn from it and be comforted by it, and also get an idea of how to live their lives in the 21st century out of it. I'm very happy that he's home. I know that
Amen.
human being and as a man, it is an important part of your life to be able to return home to your family and your friends and your native country after that kind of journey.
Amen. Because I was saying earlier before you came on that many persons are still chastising him. But I'm saying, look, he made a mistake. He's only human. And all of us fault at some stage. He has been
Yes,
made to pay for it. No, give the man a break. You understand?
let me
Give the
tell you,
man a break.
and remember that he has paid in a way, because while some people might be here, some of our artists are locked away here in Jamaica, which is a different kind of incarceration.
Than
But
being
when
locked away abroad.
than being locked away abroad, where, for example, even people who may want to visit you can't visit you as often. They have to take a plane, they have to pay airfare, they have to get a visa. Again, so the connections are very distant. And again, the way that sometimes people would have a different kind of opportunity to do things here in Jamaica is different when you're an alien in a foreign land, you see, and you're incarcerated. So I'm sure Buju is grateful to go. Even the food, he's grateful to be home.
I can understand that. But you have spoken, Miss Hope, as what it means for you. But what do you think it means now for the music, reggae slash dancer? Is there anything to be gained from Buju coming back to the country as a free man, as an entertainer? What does it do now for dancehall or reggae for that matter?
Well, look at it this way, because one of the things that we all know, those of us who are following the music, the terrain of dancehall and reggae has changed radically since Buju was out, as a free man, What Buju has returned home to is a totally different terrain. Everything has shifted. The way people bus has changed. The way of people busting, you don't have to go somewhere, you just go on social media and
Are your boss?
and your boss, and so you don't need to you can put your music out there yourself and you're selling your music, so you don't have to go through any of the masters or the majors. You don't have to have any major third party. Just go through and do your thing with your own producer or so it's very different, and so you will have to contend with a very competitive environment with a lot of new names and new faces, many of them younger than, much younger than him. They could be children. I mean, he's a 45-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
And we have in their teens and in their early
True,
20s.
true.
Ron Jocelyn on the front line. This is and listen to me, they are very aggressive and very assertive.
True that.
Buju has to look at that framework and decide where he wants to position himself on his music. And he has a set of people like myself, people in my generation and others, who are waiting to hear what he will deliver for us.
Most definitely.
So he has to decide who he's going to sell his music to. And I think the team that he has working with him, they are the ones who are going to have to do that, to help him to decide that. Because I don't think he's going to go there and challenge a Ryan King.
No, he won't do that. I don't think he would do that. Musically, he's smarter than that.
Exactly, and challenge is he going to challenge, so where is he going to position himself and how will he? But for me, I believe that he has a major album inside of him coming out of this journey.
I was about to ask you that, but you preempt me. But go ahead.
He must have something that we listen to it and will cry living.
He has had ample time to get that together, don't?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
yes,
man,
he
because
did. Yes.
I remember reading an article about a cellmate of his who was at McRae Correctional Center that's saying that Buju has over 5 to 10 books written. So that sounds scary, don't? But question though, because you are the expert here, is Buju
one
of the experts, but out of both of us here, you are the expert, right? Before Buju went away still, wasn't there a shift in his music from hardcore dancehall per se to a more reggae roots rocking type of vibe thingy?
Yes, he had shifted, because his last album he had shifted, but then remember that not long before he went away, he had given us The Driver.
Yes, true, that's true.
Driver was it's a dancehall tune, and it was on an updated kind of slang tang beat. It's a real hardcore dancehall tune. Even what he was singing about, was real hardcore dancehall sound. And so he was changing into a kind of reggae vibe, but again, even the reggae arena is very competitive.
Yeah, that's true. Them Chronics and the Kabaka Pyramid and the Protege and the whole of them.
And there's a whole heap of them,
True.
Whole of them. Some of them we don't even have, they're not as popular. Kes Nambi
and all of them. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So
you have those
the market saturated, but you see, class is class and quality is quality. And been there, done that is a big thing in this thing. You have been there, you have done it, so you have the know-how from the get-go. So you just need to get up already again, brush off the rust and move on, right?
And it also has hungry fans who are waiting, and a lot of his fans are people who have disposable income. They are big people, they are adults, they are working, and they will buy music. They'll buy music.
So you, like myself, was at the airport, Prof. Zane, were you disappointed with not being able to see the driver per se? What was the general mood in the crowd there? Your personal mood as it relates to you going there to just get a glimpse? Because I know that you couldn't expect to have done an interview with him, but you just wanted to see the man.
Well, I wanted to see, you see, one of the things in my research, because I was in researcher mode as well, is that I like to do my research among the people, which is
Okay.
a lot of my work. I go when I'm at the events, for example, you know, you're backstage and you're on the far part, you come to the front of the event and you stay with people. You go in this general section and you listen to people, because these are the real fans of the
True
music,
that.
and these
True.
are the people coming out of the, like, people out of the garrison, the hardcore people. These are people who understand the music and they help to build it. So I usually go where the people are. So I came and I heard that people were gonna be at the airport. My friend Renee, big up yourself, Renee, came and picked me up because I was dead tired. And we came to the airport, and one thing I wanted to see who was there, who were the people, what was the composition of the people, and the mood of the people. And it was really it was very exciting. People were very expectant, and the place was full of like all media.
Everybody.
Like
True.
everybody was a
Everybody.
big, and they were playing Buju Banton, when they're playing the music and
Yep. Yeah.
right. So it was a very joyous mood, a very anticipatory mood. But I didn't really expect Buju to come to the front, the arrival section.
Okay. Okay.
But we did think that I thought the crowd have even gotten a glimpse of him from a distance.
Yes, that is what I was hoping still.
Yes.
But I guess we were wrong.
Yeah, but they did tell us, you know, somebody did whisper that they were going to take him out through the
Departure.
section. No, not departure. It was that section that's past the departures, and
Oh, go down. So yeah, yes, true.
the way the private jets come through.
Yeah.
People come the private jets. So they kind of were trying to protect him from the crowd and the mobbing and the media. But the crowd was very disappointed.
Very. But I suspect even though disappointment is the right word to use, people are still just happy that he was home, just the same.
Yes, they were. I mean, when they started saying, "We want Buju,"
we want Buju.
Yeah, and it's a cross section of people. That's what, you know. A lot of people were cross section of people: men, women, young
children,
children. You know, and some people were just caught up in the moment. Some people were there to meet people who were coming in, and they got caught up in the moment. But in all, I think even if Buju did not allow himself to be welcomed by the crowd, I know he must have felt gratified to see his Jamaican family there.
There. Definitely. Yes. So we're having a situation now where a part of the discourse is that there has been road marches in Trinidad to celebrate his release, but the Jamaican government has done nothing in that regard. What is your perspective on that part of the discussion?
Remember, you know, that the Jamaican government is a political party and a government, that we have an opposition. And remember that Buju Banton, even while we are celebrating his return as a cultural icon and a musical icon, and, you know, the prodigal son returning home after having fallen, the government of the day still has to observe protocol.
Brilliant. Well
he was being deported to Jamaica.
So it couldn't have been a situation, sorry to interject, it couldn't have been a situation where the government was going to spend money to welcome Buju based on the situation surrounding him coming back into the country.
No, right. The government has to observe due protocol, and we have to understand, because we know Minister Babs is tied and connected to the music industry. She worked in the industry for years, and I know that she would have wanted to welcome Buju home, but she can't. She has to observe protocols. Government, and as a person who also has to depend on the people of Jamaica to vote the party in and out of power. If you look at the sentiments online, a lot of them, not everyone is in favor of all of this euphoria, you know.
Sure.
The government has to understand. So protocol dictates that you cannot have an official welcome, you cannot do certain things, because he's being deported, and this is the truth of the matter.
That is the truth of the matter. Simple. Yes. So I just wanted you to put some clarity on it. I would just like what you said, I would have made that in my mind long time, but some persons, you know, we caught up in the emotions and things, so we understand. But the situation now is, though, majority of Jamaica, based on the response, would have forgiven Buju Banton for his errant judgment and his misstep. But what about those persons who are still yet to do so? Do you have a message for those persons?
Well, you have two sets of persons who are yet to do so. You have a set of persons who have never been a fan of Buju Banton. I mean, Buju comes out a hardcore dancehall, you know, walk like a champion, talk like a champion.
Got a piece of body, girl. Tell me where you get it from.
And the thing about it is that Buju Banton would be at one of them dancehall people from the ghetto who. So you have a set of people in Jamaica who are on that moral high ground, that people who come from the inner city. And
quote unquote, persons from upper
It's not only persons from upper, because you have persons from different strata in the society who frown on dancehall. People, for example, a religious background, some people from deep rural, different kind, and people from upper, but different. It's a whole cross section of people. But they are not a fan of Buju, not a fan of dancehall, not much a fan of the religion, not much a fan of Rasta. So you have people who are not going to be in support of it at all, and they are very angry that what is happening is that a celebration of a criminal. They have that. Then you also have some of Buju's fans who are still hurt and disappointed, and they are coming to grips with the situation.
True.
That he let them down. I mean, a lot of us felt hurt, but we have had 8 years to deal with it. Remember he did serve 8, so we have had 8 years, 8.5 years to deal with it. So we have moved beyond that. So people are coming to terms with it, and I'm just reminding them that he was accused of a crime, convicted, and he has served his time. Justice has been served. He has served his time. It is not something that we knew him to be a person dealing in that kind of thing. We knew him as a musical icon. And so everyone deserves a second chance. He is a cultural and musical icon, well respected for his work in the industry. And of course, we have to give him a chance to prove to people that he has moved way beyond that. And so what we should do is give him a chance to do that.
Well said, Miss O. Brilliant. Question though. So you have mentioned before that you're expecting an album to the effect in terms of quality of Till Shiloh, right?
Yes,
what do you expect from him musically going forward though?
But I mean, and again, because remember he left us, and remember he had launched his last album just before he left us, and so I'm not, in terms of musically, I expect that he will come out. I mean, the song he did about Bring Back Adam, that one that came out
in February, they're about
redistribute it online.
Because many persons are treating it as a new song, because many persons sent it to me, oh, this is a new song, but me I said, no man, this song was recorded already, man. It's just basically a refresh, a re-release type of thing.
A lot of people were not aware. I find that a lot of people who don't follow the music very much were not even aware of the song, and so many people are now thinking that it's a new song. But we got that song earlier this year, so people are sending that song out. I don't know what the public's response will be to the song, but I expect that Buju will come with more things out of his arsenal.
Definitely. I suppose he will need a little time to rest.
Yeah, but he has to rest. He has to bond with his family and his friends. He has to eat some good Jamaican food. He has to blow off steam in other ways. He's a man. And he also has to sort of get his head back into the music. So I expect that he will come with a song, at least a first song that reflects on the journey.
Definitely. Yes. Like a true reflection type of thing, eh?
Yes, ma'am. But I expect some deep reflective music, and I expect one song that will come out that will reflect on the Macrae journey. That journey,
yes, definitely.
We're getting something out of that.
Miss Hope, I know you promised me 5 minutes, but we have long gone past that though. So watch me now. Before you go though, I suppose I'm gonna try a little spanner in our wheel now. Many persons are jubilant saying Buju is here. We know that recently entertainer DJ Azim Vibes Cartel Palmer would have sat down in the appeal. Not sit down, but his appeal was in front of the courts, right? So the rhetoric now is that he's next. You understand? What is your take on that, if any?
Honestly, and I'm going to say this honestly, with the cartel, because one of the issues with the cartel case is that whole trial had so many twists and turns to it. My thing is, I prefer to hold my breath, because we don't want to
color anything,
and that is why you notice most of us have not been saying anything about the cartel appeal, because the cartel trial was such a phenomenon in this country, and a lot of what went on at that trial, it seemed to not have been exactly what we would have expected, and many people thought he was not going to be convicted. For me, the trial is something that we have to play out, adopt a kind of wait and see attitude for the appeal, and let us see how it will work. But I am not betting in any direction, because I have no feel on the ground as to what is happening with that trial.
Definitely not a problem. I just think I would ask that.
I'm prepared to adopt a wait and see attitude, because it's such a thing that is up in the air. So I'm going to ask you what you think about this before we go.
What I think about, I hope that justice is served whichever way. That's all I have to say on it.
That's the thing. Balance. Right. Yes.
So, just to wrap up now, as I said earlier, you would have authored a number of books. So, can you talk to us about those just before you leave, and where we could get them for those persons who would be interested?
Well, I have 5 books. In the Dancehall was my first book. In the Dancehall, and I have one called Man Vibes, Masculinities in Jamaican Dancehall, and I have one called International Reggae. Then I have another one called Reggae from Yard, and then my Reggae Stories came out this year. All 5 of them, they are online Amazon for people who are not here. All of them are online Amazon. They are all 4 of them are Kindle. The Reggae Stories is not yet in Kindle. The the Dancehall and the Man Vibes are usually available to Kingston Bookshop. Usually they have copies of them. The University Bookshop usually has copies of the Dancehall. And who else normally has? Some of the novelty bookstores do. But those are the main areas. But usually people buy them online Amazon. And usually if I'm on campus, I sometimes keep copies of some of them around me.
Okay, so you're always ready to sell a book.
No, I try. No, I'm not always ready, but I try. But they are all on Amazon. So
okay, what I'll do though, I'll place a link for the books in the description down below. So when people watch and want to check out, they can do it as well, right?
So you have the link for the books? I can send it.
You can send them and I'll link them. It's not a problem.
But I'll send my Amazon also link.
So, Prof, thank you so much for taking some time out of your Sunday. I know that you would have been busy all day. You wouldn't need to get into that public list. Yeah. So, really and truly appreciate it. You would have been very enlightening, I suppose, and always intelligent, always have a word to drop. And we really and truly appreciate it. And I hope I can call on you from time to time when certain things come up.
You can call on me from time to time. And I want to big up your viewers because I know you have a reasonable good viewership. You have good view and it's building up. And of course, big up everyone who is on with us right now and who will also watch the archived feed.
Definitely. So thank you so much, Miss Hope, and have a wonderful evening.
You too. Take great care and enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye all.
All right, Professor.
All right, great.
Let me end that thing here now.
Teach them. Hey, yo, hello. Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them right here. Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below. Remember to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. Follow me on social media and check out the suggested videos on screen. This is Teach saying, until next time, walk good, my friends.